Good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. So, we are now going to be going live with Anthony, who is a Los Angeles based Amazon seller who makes seven figures out of selling on Amazon. And we are going to be discussing how he does that. Anthony LaBarbera from Ecomance sending you the invite for the live session. It's going to be absolutely
Yeah,
amazing.
what's going on,
Anthony,
man?
all
What's
is
going
well.
on?
Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you taking out your time.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me, bro. I appreciate it.
no, not at all. I've seen a lot about you on your profile of how you do in terms of selling on Amazon, drop shipping, wholesaling, and you make seven figures by that selling on Amazon. There are a lot of people in my own friends group. Five of them, I mean, we're about six or seven. Five of them sell on Amazon. So
Yeah.
I can see that market growing really, really heavily, especially the fact that a lot of retail is now closing down. High streets are sort of deserted. Amazon is taking the big market share out of this. We've seen the news where Jeff Bezos is going to be the first world's trillionaire by possibly 2026 by getting the help out of sellers like yourself who are making their living by selling on Amazon and making Jeff Bezos a trillionaire.
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
so it's good to have you here. Thank you so much for taking out the time and coming on here to share some facts of how you do it. And this is why we're here. So Anthony, before we move forward, if you can introduce yourself as to who you are and what you do, and then we can get the conversation going.
Awesome. Awesome. So my name, of course, you already said it, Anthony LaBarra. I've been doing e-commerce for about 2.5 years. Really got started in something called
Anthony, do you mind
Shopify.
taking the camera a bit, the phone a bit back, or you move a bit back so I can see you?
Can you see now? It's just I'm
Yeah,
at a
that's good.
desk. The computer
Oh,
doesn't let
okay.
me. All right. So yeah. So I started with something called Shopify dropshipping. Most people have heard of it. It's doing Facebook ads and stuff like that. Got into that. Got 3 successful stores doing that. Ended up selling them off. I didn't like the market as much anymore when I started getting into it. It was getting very saturated with people that didn't know what they were doing. The marketing was super bad. Consumers started to get a lot smarter. So they were not buying as much from stores like dropshipping because the consumer started to get smarter, so they realized that it was actual. They knew when it was a dropshipping store, 3 week shipping time, and no one really wants to wait 3 weeks for the product. You're getting
Of
angry
course,
customers and stuff
of
like that.
course.
So I started to find something else. I wanted to move away from that business model. Didn't like it at all. It was very bad. Then started shifting on to something called Amazon dropshipping, and I saw this on. One of my buddies was doing it at the time, and he kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. So I started to get into it. It's a little bit similar to Shopify dropshipping, where you're literally taking from a supplier, you're the middleman, and you're shipping it to customers on Amazon. But your shipping times are two days. It's definitely not as long as AliExpress. So that was the nicest part about it. And then when I started to build more capital, I actually had a lot of capital at the time. I was just testing Amazon. But
Anthony,
then I
before
started
we
getting,
move forward with all of this that you're discussing, just want to take you a bit back. Did you always think as a young child or going to school, college, was being an entrepreneur always your aspiration, or you wanted to become something else in life, such as a doctor or lawyer or an accountant, something to
actually,
have a better career, or no, it was always the entrepreneur focus that you had?
so so growing up, I actually always wanted to be a stockbroker because that's what my
Okay,
dad was.
okay.
Was always looking into getting into stocks. Actually had no clue I was going to get into entrepreneurship, own my own business or anything. Had absolutely no clue. I worked at In-N-Out Burger. I don't know if you've ever heard of that in the States.
Okay.
I
Okay.
worked there for three and a half years. thought I was going to just go to school, do my own thing. Then I literally one day, of course, like everyone else, I saw a YouTube ad of Shopify dropshipping. They said you could own your own business. I was like, screw it, let's see what can happen. I thought it was going to be an MLM because when I graduated high school, a lot of people were doing MLMs, the multi-level marketing, trying to get young kids to try and get people, and then you get a small percentage and stuff. Exactly. So started like seeing stuff like that. And then, and then I just got into it.
And to start off to start off your first store on Shopify, what sort of capital injection did you need to start up your store on there?
I had literally 1K. That's it. I had literally 1K. Honestly, you don't even need that. I'd say the least you need is like 500 to start.
That's it. And these are $500.
Yeah,
so
all
if it comes to pounds, it's like 400 pounds, something like that.
Exactly, yeah, because the UK dollar is higher than the US dollar. But yeah, so so I did that, and then I had absolutely no clue in that. I just started to get my path into entrepreneurship. I started enjoying it. I've had multiple internships, and I honestly hate the 9-to-5. It's horrible. I'm actually at an internship right now too. I have to do this for college. I am finishing college because I do think it is a good asset to have in your portfolio. Of course. That's why I am finishing. I was already 2 years in when I started entrepreneurship too. I didn't see a reason for getting out of it too. Of course. I do agree with some people where college is a waste of time, but then I also see another good side of it. You do learn a lot.
Of course. I mean, I went to college, I went to university. Yes, you do learn a lot, but the fact is, I studied business, right? And when I went out there to get a job, every time I was rejected saying, you do not have enough experience. So I was like, why didn't university teach me any experience? They taught me everything, but they didn't teach me experience. So I can understand the fact that a lot of people say college, university is absolutely no use, but it depends on what sort of degree or what sort of learning you're doing and applying that in your life. But it's good that you're going to college and you're actually running a 7-figure business, which you are doing right now. It's really great to hear. So let's talk about yourself in terms of, so you moved from Shopify. Why was it that you dropped Shopify and moved to Amazon?
So I dropped Shopify, just like I was saying, like it got very saturated because all the guys on YouTube were coming out with courses. They didn't really know exactly what they were doing. I told you the consumer was getting smarter. You had to brand your store in a certain type of way, and I didn't want to do that. I ended up selling my stores off, and I knew that was a bad path to go into because I was getting very good at Facebook.
Did you make a loss or did you make a profit when you sold those stores?
So I sold my biggest store for 170K. So I had a lot of capital going into Amazon. Yeah.
Wow.
So and then I sold my other stores for around 12 to 20K. I sold both those other stores. Yeah. Wow. I was super good at Facebook ads, and I'm still super good at. So I didn't even tell you yet. I actually own 4 businesses right now.
Okay.
So I have an Amazon. That's my main source of income. I have an exotic car rental business. I don't know if you saw on my page. I have exotic cars. I have 3 exotic cars.
Yep.
Then 3, I have a personal training business that I own with one of my friends. We just started it about 2 months ago. That's going to hit 6 figures pretty soon. And then my 4th one is I put money into mutual funds. I make dividends off of it. So those are my
shares
4
and stocks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I have a stock. One of my buddies just graduated from college, and he's a stockbroker. So he puts my money into places, into mutual funds for retirement and stuff like that. I'm just getting myself set up for when I'm older. It's like money that I don't need. So
man, you're just going to college right now. Why are you thinking so much in the future?
see, that's what I try and explain to people. Because like, let's say when I meet like girls or new guys, they're like, wow, like how are you 22? And I'm just like, I think a lot different than all of you guys. I don't think about partying. I don't think about stuff like that. I go to school, get that shit done, and then I come home and I work all night. Like people don't realize I'm up until like 2 a.m. and I wake up at 6 a.m.
Wow.
I don't sleep. I'm literally always on my Amazon store. I'm always focusing on my cars. I'm always focusing on my businesses. I'm running Facebook ads all the time for my personal training business. Personal training business is one of the hardest things to do, especially in LA. There's so much competition.
Yeah.
And I'm building, my company's already almost going to hit 6 figures for this
Wow.
year. And I've never seen that for personal training, because fitness is so hard in the LA area.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, so those are what I've been focusing on the most.
So this personal training that you're doing like a live course, like you
So we actually,
go
I'm
on
making
to,
I'm making 2 courses right now. I'm making 2 courses for girls and guys, and then we're also doing personal training in person too.
okay.
Yeah, so
Great.
it's a whole little funnel that we're gonna have. It's gonna be awesome. We just filmed 2 courses that we're gonna start
Wow.
selling about next week. We'll
Wow.
see how that does. Yeah, and we're gonna run Facebook ads.
I'll be looking forward to getting on those fitness training courses.
I'll have to send it to you.
Absolutely. So coming back to Amazon is what your main business is, and this is what we're here to talk about, as to how are you making 7 figures on Amazon by selling products through drop shipping, through wholesaling. How are you doing that?
So I actually don't drop ship anymore currently, because it is a lot of work and you have to hire VAs to do it. I currently don't do that because I do have capital. When you do have capital, you win, and you don't have, it's pretty passive. So what I do is, I don't know if you saw on my page, I go to like wholesales a lot, wholesalers.
Yep.
I'm always at huge places getting containers and stuff. So I buy brand. So a lot of people do something called private labeling, FBA. I hate it. I've seen it, and I would never do it. You can make a lot of money, but it is super hard because you have to run ads on Amazon. You have to build up your brand, and I don't like doing that. I sell branded products. Let's see if I have one on me. I do not. Okay, so let's say like this pen right here. So this is already branded for you. Let's say what's something Duracell batteries. Duracell. Do you know Duracell batteries? So let's say for example like that, a brand that we already know, like like a brand we already know. I sell branded products that I don't have to market. All I do is list it, and it sells for me. So
gotcha.
So I go.
But I have a question out here.
What's up?
Like I mentioned that some of my friends do it, and they actually mentioned that when you go and sell a branded product on Amazon, Amazon then sort of holds you back because it's not your product. So how do you go about selling that branded product on Amazon?
What do they mean by hold you back? Are you saying when they try and sell a branded product, they have to go through the gating process?
Exactly.
Oh, so my suppliers are all certified by. So I actually just got into toys for fourth quarter. I'm getting ready for fourth quarter right now, so I'm getting a lot of toy suppliers like Hasbro, like all the big time guys, Fisher brand, and all that stuff. So I get invoices, official invoices from my suppliers. I send it into Amazon. And then I'm certified to sell it. That's the problem with some people is they go to something called a liquidator that buys closeouts. Do you know what a closeout is? So when a manufacturer
like a closing sale kind of thing.
No. Okay. So let's say have you heard of Target before? Walmart, yes. Yes. So let's say Walmart gets a pallet of iPads. And let's say there's 700 units of iPads on the pallet. Let's say there's 5 on top that you can tell that are defected. So Walmart has a choice. Do they want to liquidate it and tax write-off? Right after they tear that paper off of the pallet, that pallet is theirs, and they can't do anything tax-wise. But if they see on top that they want to get rid of it, they can liquidate it over to a liquidator and get a closeout sale. Sell it for a certain price and write off their loss. So that's what liquidators do. They buy those and take the risk, because there's always a risk when there is a defective product on top. There could be more defective products in the middle.
So this is sort of like that program that you see on the channel where the guy has got a lock-up garage or something, and he sort of gets the people to bid for it, and they don't know what's in there. And when they open it, it's like all sorts of stuff in that particular garage or lockup. And that's the risk that they take without knowing what the products that they're going to get, whether they're damaged or they're good
Yes.
or, okay. And that's how the
Yes. Yeah.
liquidators make the profit on certain products.
Yes. Yes. That's
So how
exactly.
do you do it differently from them?
So I actually go to actual certified wholesalers that actually buy from the manufacturer.
Okay.
That actually get the products from the manufacturer, because when you get the products from the actual manufacturer, they give you certifications so you can go sell on Amazon. Liquidators
Got
don't
you.
get that certification, so that's kind of like what the difference is.
Fine.
Yeah.
And so how did you get about making your first 7-figure profit by selling on Amazon?
Selling makeup. That's my main category that I'm in. I have a huge my main Amazon, multiple Amazon stores, and my main Amazon store is makeup.
Wow. And
Can you still hear
makeup.
me? All right, I think we're lagging a little bit.
It's fine. And makeup is what made you your first million.
Yep. That's my first million in revenue. Yes.
Is there a particular brand that you use for makeup, or just all the brands that you cover them?
So I mostly do Kylie Cosmetics. That's my main ones.
Okay. Fine.
If you guys have ever heard of that. Yeah, do you know the Kardashians?
The only thing I know about makeup is makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good seller. Girls are always buying makeup on Amazon, so it's perfect.
So do you think selling makeup is the way to make your million revenue on Amazon, or there are other products as well that can help you get to where you want to be?
I honestly think any product can get you to $1 million. It's how you do product research. Like, however you do your product research, like there's millions of products on Amazon that can make you $1 million in revenue, easy.
Of course.
Like, you could go into like that's why I'm going into toys. Toys can make you a ton of money.
I mean, Christmas is coming, right? It's only 6 months left anyway.
You gotta think of the time of the year that's coming. Makeup's year round. Like, let's say someone was about to get into Christmas lights, I would tell someone to get into Christmas lights right now. Because then you think about, we got the holiday of Halloween. They're gonna get Christmas lights for that.
Yep.
Then we got Thanksgiving, and then we got Christmas. So think about those times right now. That's when you can cash out in the fourth quarter.
Would you recommend that people sell on Amazon according to the time and weather and place of where they are, in terms of choosing the right products so that they can sell on Amazon and their turnaround is quicker? Would you recommend people to do that kind of, not to stick to the same product every single time, but keep changing it so that you have that revenue generation every time?
Yes.
Of course. Great stuff. And
are you still there? Sorry, I think we were lagging a little bit.
No, we're still here.
There we go. Keystone, I think we're good now. We are not.
Of lockdown, I'm sure that it's been pretty great selling on Amazon. How have you accelerated in profits during this lockdown and COVID and social distancing, retails being closed, high streets being closed? How are you accelerating in terms of selling on Amazon?
So I've actually been, so my stuff's been pretty passive lately. I haven't really been focusing that much on, because my car started to get rented less. So I was focusing more on pushing my cars, because I need those cars to be pushed out. So my cars went down for about 2 weeks. And then we started pushing them more because people were getting bored in the COVID times. So my store was pretty automated. My sales did not take effect at all. My sales were pretty leveled off at the same per month. So I didn't have to do anything, and my sales didn't really accelerate that much. It mostly just stayed the same. I didn't notice a difference. A lot of my friends.
Yep. Go ahead.
So yeah, a lot of my friends noticed a big change because they were selling stuff like and fitness stuff took a huge leap. So if you were in selling fitness items were the best place to be during COVID because people were selling out with stuff and like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
gym equipment, all that kind of stuff, because people couldn't go to the gym, right? And the one of the main things these days is to keep fit. So I'm sure that fitness must have
exactly,
been one of the biggest
exactly. Since all
sellers
the
on
gyms were
Amazon,
shut down,
of course.
since the gyms
And
were shut down, everyone wanted to stay fit.
and you mentioned that your store is pretty automated. How is that automation created? Do you have a warehouse? Do you have people working for you who pack up the stuff and then send it on to the destination that it has to go to? Or how does it
No,
work in terms of automation?
so I send all my stuff into Amazon FBA. I send it all to their
Okay.
warehouse, and they deal with it for me. All I have to do is watch my inventory, and when I start to run out of inventory, all I do is text my supplier, and then I go take him cash, and then he sends it into the warehouse for me, and I don't even have to touch it. They handle customer service, they
Well,
handle everything for me.
and
It's so hands off. It's awesome. All I have to do is go pull money out of the bank and take him cash.
that's it. And are
Yeah.
you also looking at building other people's store on Amazon? Like, are you doing that or no, you're just focusing on yourself?
So I took on one automation client for drop shipping at the moment. I'm trying it
Okay.
out because I drop ship a lot different than the other guys.
Okay.
So my profit margins are a lot higher. So I just started taking on students too to teach them how to
Okay.
drop ship.
Okay.
I just started two weeks ago. I have 15 students right now,
Wow.
and my students are making about 1,200 a day. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's awesome.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, this is absolutely amazing to hear that Amazon has created a way for anyone to become a store owner. You know,
Exactly.
it's
That's the coolest part is anyone can literally start. I literally I have a 16-year-old in my mentorship right now, and he's gonna make six figures this year. It's insane.
wow.
Yeah, he's using
Wow.
his parents'
Amazing.
social security. So it's gonna be
Um,
it's gonna
so
be interesting. He's probably gonna have to
are
do
you
something,
just
but
are you just taking on clients in the US, or you could also venture out in terms of setting up clients in the UK, in the Southeast, or things like that? I
so
mean, can
probably
this be done? Can
UK,
be
Europe, and the US. I have to. I don't know if I can do clients in like let's say India or anything like that. I like to maybe UK, like
okay.
more established countries. I would like to
And
stay in for right now
what's
because
the
I am.
process of
This is a bit
what's the
process of what
process of getting onto your sort of
mentorship.
channel to kind of set up the store and build that store on Amazon? That stuff. How does the process work?
So the process works is you would come on. How the process of me teaching you, or just how to do it.
I mean, how to do it, or you manage it for me? Do you do that kind of stuff?
Oh, if you manage it. So if I was to manage it for you, like an automation store, what I would do is I would do an onboarding process of getting all your information. We'd make your Amazon store. Then I would have my team. I already have a team of 3 VAs that are running the store right now. I would add your store to it. All you would have to do is literally just sit back and watch. You'd have your phone. You'd have the app of Amazon, and literally you'll just watch all your sales come in per day from the app. And literally you don't do anything. They do it all
And
for you, the
what's
VAs. That's when you have an automation store.
and what do you charge for that?
So the automation store, our client that we got last week, we charged him $10K, and then we're taking 40% from that store. and we're
Okay,
doing everything for him.
so
And
basically,
we do not use VA. Oh, I'm going to answer this question.
yep, go
So
ahead.
we do not use VAs from the Philippines. All my VAs are from the U.S.
Great stuff.
I will not use VAs from the Philippines.
That's where virtual assistants are born, right? They're born in
Yeah,
the Philippines.
exactly.
Um,
Some of them are very smart people, and I like using people in the U.S. I think the work is a lot more quality.
of course. So just to get this straight, as an investor, I would have to invest 10K into building up my store, which you would manage through your VAs. And then from the commission that we make, from the sale that we make
Profit.
let's say we sell a pen, for example, for $10. Out of those $10, you would take 40% and 60% would come to me.
So yeah, so we have two package deals. So what we do is 10K for 40, and then we get 40% of profits, or you do 15K and we take 33% of profits. So that's our package for automation at the moment.
Got you. And you manage everything. I don't have to do anything whatsoever.
No.
I just sit on my app and I look at how much has been sold, what has been done. That's it. I don't have to look at the product inventory. I don't have to get products. I don't have to do any wholesaling. I don't have to do anything like that.
And you're guaranteed 100K by a year, or you get your full refund.
Wow. And there's a contract in place for doing this.
Contract and everything. It says it in the contract. If you don't hit 100K in revenue by your first year per month, so 100K per month by 1 year, you get your full refund of what you paid for the store.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's practically risk-free. It's risk-free. So that's the nice part.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, this is something new that I'm hearing right now, because I thought that I had, as a store owner, I had to manage to get the products, to package it, to ship it, to deal with the queries of the customer, to get refunds and all that kind of stuff, all that headache that I see my friends going through every single day. You've just taken out all that headache for 10K and 40% of the profit.
Exactly. Yep.
I think it's a total win-win situation out here.
And you're guaranteed to be at 100K per month by year one, or you get your money back.
Wow.
1 year investment.
That's amazing. And
a 1 year investment too is literally nothing.
And that, and you also return the profit that you took, or no, you keep that?
Well, we would keep that. We would just pay back your investment that you did, because we did work on the store, because then we would be losing money.
Of course. So, I mean, it's good to know that there are people out here that are listening to this so that they have their queries answered. There are people that are going to listen to this at another, possibly tomorrow, day after tomorrow, because it's going to stay live on my Instagram the whole time. It's good to know about this, and it's absolutely amazing as to how you're doing it. And I think it's going to grow you really big on that front. How many clients are you planning to take on for this automation service, say like in the next 6 months?
So for automation, I only want to keep the one client for right now, because I want to get results first. I want to make sure I'm able to get results. That's why I'm only taking on 15 students at the moment right now too, is because I'm more results driven. I don't care about the money really. I really want to make sure that,
when will you start taking on clients for the automation service?
So after I see that this first client is getting his results that we want, we have goals set. So making sure we hit our goals before I take on any more, because I don't want to bring on
that would be in a month's time.
Get no results.
That would be in a month's time, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, so we just started his store literally last week. So give us about a month, and we'll be around that area of maybe bringing on more people to automation. But right now it's I have 2 more spots for mentorship. So that's where you do it yourself, where I teach you how to do it and you do it yourself.
I know.
It's way cheaper than doing automation.
I'm more interested in the automation service. I don't have time for that. I mean, I my
Yeah,
career
so
is to sell properties. But yes, there are other people out here who have day jobs, who have a career as a doctor and all that kind of
uh,
stuff, but they might be open to this automation service that you're providing. I mean, this is the first I've heard of. So I've
really,
not
it's the
heard.
first time you've heard of automation?
Absolutely, I've not heard anyone doing this hands-free for anyone. I mean, normally
Yeah,
it's the fact
yeah,
that you can teach, you can do the FBA, you can do the drop shipping, all that kind of stuff. But I've not heard of someone taking the investment, building up my store, dealing with the products, dealing with the customer, sending the customer the package, dealing with the refunds, and all I'm doing is looking at my app and how much money did I make at the end of this day. That's that's the first I've
yeah,
heard of. It's absolutely amazing. Um,
yeah.
Before I wrap up with you, Anthony, it's been an eye opener for me, to be honest. It's been an amazing eye opener. Before I wrap up with you, we're going through a lot of negative moments in our world right now with COVID, with
Yeah,
lockdown,
very
with
unfortunate
with
what's
with, with
happening.
negative
Yeah,
sentiment, and especially in the US, what happened with George Floyd, all the racism, negativity that we're going through. I want you to share something
yeah.
positive, like a positive energy, positive advice that people could take on board and move forward with their life. So, what would that be, Anthony?
I would. One of the things is like I've gone through a lot in life. Uh, Literally just broke up with my girlfriend of 4 years. My dad passed away this last year.
Wow,
I've gone through a lot of shit, and I've gone through a lot of diversity. Is always stay positive. Remember that Rome was not built in a year. Just
of
remember
course,
that stuff. Like none of this stuff is gonna get you rich overnight. It literally takes hard work every single day. I try and tell everyone that I've worked my ass off these 2.5 years. I did not just say, hey, so next week I'm gonna have enough money to go buy a fucking Lamborghini. It's just it doesn't work like that. And it's like I just tell everyone if you work hard, and it's just I don't like when people also like say like why am I not making like I've had a student one time ask me why am I not making five grand already? This guy started like 2 weeks ago. Dude, like that's just not how it works.
of
Yeah,
course,
this is not a get rich scheme. Like you actually have to work, and it's like I want people to also understand like product research takes a long time.
of course,
It, I so like I get on to product research. I can find it really fast because I've been doing it a long time and I have an eye for it. But like when you first start off, it takes hours to like. I don't know if people have heard of the term. It takes what 10,000 hours to master something.
yep, I've
Something
heard
like
that.
that. That's what
I've
I've heard.
heard
It
that.
takes like ten
I've
thousand
heard
hours
that
to
from
master.
another guest that came onto my
Yeah,
live and said the same thing.
yeah, exactly. And it's like I want people to understand that it takes 10,000 hours to master something, and when people realize that, that's when you get successful. And it's like I've learned so much over my 2.5 years of doing it. It's just like you got to work hard, and that's one of the main things you got to do, and stay
Absolutely,
positive while doing it. And it's like
of,
everything's a lesson in life. Every single thing
of
is a
course,
lesson in life. That's what I've learned. So that's
of
kind of
course.
something I want to put out there.
I mean, it's commendable. You're only 22 and you've already
Yeah.
hit £1 million in sales on Amazon. You're doing so much. You've got a car business, you've got a personal training business, and you've got this Amazon business, and you're also
What's up,
teaching.
Salim?
You're actually teaching kids and students of how to go and sell on Amazon. Not only that, but you're also creating this automation process that you're doing for people around the world to get a hands-free sort of Amazon store. It's commendable of what you're doing, how you're achieving it, and I wish you all the success in life. And I want to be on that client list for when you start taking on new clients.
Oh, we would love to have you, man. We would love to have you.
Super. Super.
And thank you so much
Anthony,
for having me on here, bro. I really appreciate it. Had a good
absolutely. It's
time.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Take care, Anthony.
All right. All right. Have a good one. Thanks, guys.
You too. Bye bye. So that was Anthony of Ecoments, who is a Amazon seller making seven figures in revenue by selling on Amazon, wholesaling, drop shipping. I mean, he's opened up a real window or a door out here for people all around the world to know that there is that automation process for someone who is a busy individual, entrepreneur, a doctor, lawyer who wants to get on Amazon to sell, but does not know how to do it and does not have time to learn of how to do it. So I think this is an amazing product. Thank you to Anthony for sharing all those amazing facts about selling on Amazon, how he does it, how he's teaching other people to do it. And thank you to all the viewers that tuned in today. It's been amazing. Tune in tomorrow where I've got 3 more live sessions with different people around the world discussing property and property and property. So the 3 live sessions tomorrow that I have are people dealing with property. It's going to be good. Do tune in. Have a great evening, whatever you're doing. Take care and stay safe. Peace out. Bye bye.